back to the shop. It's Monday, the 21st of May, 2018.
Hi, everybody.
Alrighty, now let's start where we always do with who was here this weekend. Well, nobody was here this weekend because we were where?
At Atlanta, Lakewood 400 Antique Market.
Yep, in Cumming,
yes.
Georgia, not Atlanta, but it was close. It was close.
I got better this time.
Alrighty, so we were up in Atlanta, and well, in Cummins, and Michael stopped by and seen us. Surprised us, come in on Friday.
Yes, he
spent
did.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with us. Michaela come by on Friday and spent part of the day Friday with us, and then Sunday.
Saturday morning.
Yeah, Saturday morning, and come back Saturday evening. So it's kind of a nice surprise, and thank you, Michael, for coming out and hanging out with us, and Michaela for coming by and seeing us while we were at work up there in the market. All right, let's move on. Now, let's talk about what we did this week in the shop. This week in the shop was pretty busy. We organized the show trailer, which really worked out well. I think
yes,
really
it did.
It was really nice, got everything kind of where we needed it. We got ready for the show, and by that I mean we packed everything up, wrapped up all the glass, boxed it up, got it ready to go, was able to put it in the trailer, and of course being organized, everything went in there well, and we'll talk a little bit more about that organization and why we're so well organized here in just a minute. And then we went on up to the Lakewood 400 Antiques Market, had a good time, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second as well. Alrighty. Now, let's talk about the projects we completed, and we got some big ones done. We got some major ones done. We finished the shelves in the show trailer, and that's where the organization came in.
That was awesome.
Yeah, how did you like that? I mean,
well, that's really, really good because now there's a place for everything. We can bungee it in. We have more floor space from front to back. Things are easier to find. Things are easier to get.
Yep, it's just much easier to load, unload. Everything went so smoothly. Really like those shelves. I think we're going to expand on that a little bit. We're going to put some shelves up high down the sides, but we'll talk more about that when the time comes for that. We finished that child's chair. Now, do y'all remember that chair I showed you last video? Said it still had to be done. I think I promised y'all some pictures. We didn't get any pictures, but you can check them out on our Facebook page. I think we've got them there. But we finished that chair as well. That was a really pretty chair. It looks good. Looks good. Then we finished the scrolls. I don't know if you remember us talking about that. Mom, we're going to make some about 6-foot scrolls for look like diplomas rolled up. For people to walk and take pictures with. What all did they do with that?
They just had them where you could walk through the door and take pictures like, hello, I've graduated as you're coming out the door. Then she took and she put them in like a hall, or not a hall, like a room, and she decorated all up for graduation with cakes and ice cream and all the other good stuff.
It's cool. Went to good use. So we're expecting to get those back maybe to use later for something else.
Whatever.
Maybe the high school here or something, right? Yeah, so that was pretty neat. So 3 really big projects we got done, and really all came out really well, didn't they?
They sure did.
Let's move on. That sweet tea is good. It's, gosh, what, 2/3 of the way through spring, 3/4 of the way through the month of May. Summer's, well, it'll be summer. Summer a month from now. So yeah, summer's coming. So
but spring is not here.
Yeah,
it went straight from winter to summer.
Exactly,
Poof.
just like it always does. All right. Now, let's talk about shows and markets and shows, and let's talk about the Lakewood 400 Antiques Market in Cumming, Georgia. That was a great show this time.
I had a blast.
Now, remember, this is the first time we've ever really shown kind of completely inside. We were up at Buckhead. We were inside the fire department. The doors were open, so we were exposed to the elements, really. This was our first show inside. We were inside.
Air conditioning.
Yeah, air conditioning. What did you think about that? Especially, what did you think Sunday when the rain started?
Oh, man, the rain was so bad Sunday. Yeah. So being inside, we didn't have to run, cover, duck, anything.
That's it. So,
didn't have to fix anything. We had great neighbors.
Yep, had great neighbors, and we were a little, what, 8x12 spot. Wasn't big enough really for everything that we got, but it was our first time inside. We got a lot of our products in. Had a little problems with walkway through the booth itself. Didn't have a lot of people coming through because it was kind of, I think, cave-like, and people felt like once they come in, they were kind of trapped. But that was bad layout on our part, and we've got some friends that kind of helped us out with some suggestions there.
Oh yes.
You know, yeah, tell them a little bit about our neighbors there.
We had a couple of women that were sisters, and they do shabby chic, awesome little women. They were hilarious, and they were in front of us. We had one guy that does art. All original type stuff, watercolors and stuff like that. He was a hoot.
Yeah, but he sells. He doesn't really paint.
He sells, right. He just sells. Then we had the 2 gentlemen on the one side, the right side of us, and they were the ones that could just do anything. They knew how to make a booth look good. Then we had the other 2 gentlemen behind us that were just they're kind of quiet, but they were really, really nice guys.
Really nice
Always
neighbors,
very
really
helpful.
Nice yeah,
very helpful.
And that was in our new spot. Now, the good news is we've got a new spot, which is actually 2 new spots that are kind of right across and up a little bit from where we were, so we won't have to leave our new friends and neighbors that we got. And we got some really good tips from our friend Michael, who was up there, who's right in front of us. Him and his partner were there, and they were kind of giving us some tips. And we had a choice between like a booth here and booth over here, and we were kind of thinking about being over here, and Michael come up and said, no, you don't want to be there. If you come down C hallway, and I know y'all don't know how this is laid out, Michael, you do, and Michaela, you do, but he said, if you come down C hallway, all you're going to see is your products and your sign if you take this booth right here. And we looked at it and said, well, what the heck? Yeah. That was a great idea. I mean, literally, when you're coming up that walkway, that's all you're going to see is us and our stuff. So we said, we'll go ahead and take that one. And the gentleman who was there moved out enough to let us go ahead and start putting our stuff in there last night, which was really nice because now we don't have to worry about it. So we went ahead and started putting our stuff up in there. And we put a couple things in there, and then Michael come back over and said, hey, you need to look at maybe putting this big item right here coming up C hallway. You'll not only see your booth, you'll see this big, beautiful item, which is our hall tree.
Which is our hall tree.
No more moving that around, at least not for a while unless it sells, because we're in this booth that we're going to be in until August, through the August show.
And 2 Dogs is right above it, so they see our name, they see the hall tree, which has got a mirror on it, which draws them in because it expands so much light. Then he gave us some other suggestions on how we could lay out the booth to get more people in and out.
So he gave us some really good ideas. They've been doing that.
He's going to help us set up
6 years or so. And then we go back in June. He's going to show us how to set everything up and do it effectively, because we set up kind of for arts and crafts shows, which is a little different than setting up a booth in a permanent spot like what we're doing. So we're really looking forward to that. It was really, really great. People are great. And it looks like we're going to be in that spot for at least 3 shows, maybe longer. We don't know. But we really, really like it. Now, some other good news is we find out we can take our trailer and park our trailer there on Thursday night when we get in town. So
doesn't matter what time.
We'll be taking our trailer in, dropping it off there at Lakewood 400 Market there in Cumming, Georgia, and we'll put this little ball hitch lock on there, and we'll be safe and sound, and we'll be able, and it's watch. There's people there to watch it, so it's not like you're just dropping your trailer in the field.
Campers are sleeping right next to you.
For the best. We've got good friends there now who will be there and camp there. They got campers right there, so they'll be watching our stuff for us. So really, it's going to be one of these things that's going to make our life so much easier. We'll bring our trailer in Thursday night, drop it off if we can, put a couple of things in the booth. We'll go over to the hotel. We'll get up Friday morning, go over, set our stuff up, do our show, and then just leave. Go spend the night in the hotel, maybe go see a movie,
go spend some time with Michael, go to dinner.
Spend time with Michael, whatever we're going to do. Then we come back Saturday, and then we rinse and repeat for Sunday. And then Sunday when we leave, we just leave everything there, hook the trailer up, and come back home. So we're looking forward to that. It's going to really, really be nice. I think this is really going to be an improvement for what we've done.
Oh, yes.
Now, we didn't make a lot of money this time. We had some good sales and a lot of interest in what we do. A lot of interest.
A lot of interest in that.
A lot of comments about our prices.
That's why they want us to bring boards.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're going to bring some boards next time and start selling lumber again, because we have a back wall to put things on. That's probably the biggest thing, is we got a wall now we can set some stuff on. But we had a lot of interest in that, and a lot of people thought our prices were reasonable, really reasonable is what they said. So it was really exciting time for us. And we will be back to Lakewood Market in June, 3rd weekend in June. I think it's the 15th,
16th, and 17th or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. We'll get those dates down for you, but it will be Father's Day weekend, but I think we're going to go back up there just to maintain the continuity of going. We'll talk more about that later. Alrighty, so that covers everything except for 13 October 2018. We're going to be at beautiful Callaway Gardens, Washington, Georgia, doing Mule Days.
Mule Days!
Now, we want everybody to show up for that. Michael, Jay, everybody show up for that one, because that is a really, really fun event. There's a lot going on. I know it seems like it's a long ways away, but October will be here before you know it. So y'all keep that in mind. And that's going to be the 2nd weekend in October, as it always is. So y'all keep that in mind for us, okay? Now let's move on and talk about what's coming up. Upcoming for 2 Dogs, we got some projects that we're going to do. We're going to order some pens and pencils for Michael to do this weekend. They should be in just in time for him to get here and do it. I was going to order them last night, but we set up our booth up in Cummings, Georgia at the Lakewood, and just didn't get home in time to order them. So we're going to order some pens and pencils. Probably doing that tonight after we get back from seeing who? Who are we going to go see tonight?
We're going to go see Doodlebug.
We're going to go see the Butterbean here in just a few minutes, as soon as we get done with this. We're going to start making some 4th of July stuff, because 4th of July, when we go back to the June market, that'll be our 4th of July weekend. So we're going to make those wooden flag things. The things we make for like Mr. Ben. We're going to make one of, or a couple of those. I aren't going to make one. We're going to make a couple of those. We're going to make those 4x4 firecrackers, if y'all remember those. Really neat items that we did really good last year at the Augusta market, and some other items. So we got a bunch of stuff we're going to do there. And then I think probably a couple other small projects that we'll talk about later. We'll do some milling on the sawmill. I got to get some slabs. We got a person up there at Lakewood who wants some slabs, and another one may be interested in some 1/2 inch by 4 inch by 20 inch long pine. So we may be doing that, but we'll talk more about that later. All righty. Well, I think that just about does it for this evening. Can you think of anything?
No, right. I think we covered it.
All right. Well, as always, we'd like to say thank you for watching the video. And remember, we'd love to see you back in the shop.